At 4:51 a.m. UT, we have the last quarter moon Capricorn, y'all. We have the last quarter moon Capricorn, y'all. It's a waning moon. That's all I gotta say. So, some of y'all, if y'all want to hear more auspicious, expansion at this time and auspicious expansion at this time, stuff like that, like you might want to tune in during waxing moon and stuff like that, like. Because it's a waning moon, unless, moon is like span the lunar transit collectively, like, as the moon is in harmonious line with your Saturn. Jupiter slow down, Neptune slow down, Uranus slow down, or Pluto. It's a waning, man. That's all I gotta say. Tides is waning. Tides is waning, like, feel not producing. Like, it's feel not producing and stuff like that, like, Yeah. Because I know you trying to hear when that big bag is coming, when the big bank coming, when big bank come in, when big bank come in for me, when big bank come in, when big bank come in for me and stuff like that. But until them times, you know, waxing moon and Capricorn times, and I'm expanding without fixed hysterical alignments, unless in protected, protected alignment, empowering alignment, it's not gonna happen for you. Current at the time, it's not in the stars are not aligned to bring the big bank in for you at this time. It's just not. It's not happening. All right. All right. Then Mars be ingressing Aries at 1:36 a.m. UT. Moon trine Venus alignment is separating. I'm trying to keep this short. I'm trying. I'm trying to keep the whole hysterical expansion on this. In this transmission. 10 minutes and all that stuff like that. Okay. At time of this illumination will be occurring, ascending on your posterior. So the general, like, collective thing, like what's rising, what's on horizon, ascend on your posterior, immorality, shamelessness, and revolution. Yep. Mars is already separated from sheep, implying different. And we come from time bad for gain, sickness relative to knave, mean accidents. Only thing auspicious about the application to different is being passionate enough about marching forth on things other than that. It's not no. That's the only thing. Okay, Jupiter separated campus, so we come from time of great pride, religious use for business ends, voyages, honor, preferment, that experience, but reversal through plus satisfaction, that experience, that abundance, that gain, And Venus is applying sextile to Jupiter, so Venus applying at Mach, on their eminence and artistic ability, like manifesting through, like, broadcasting religion, religious art, honor, gain on voyages, gain, Jupiter gain, prosperity, abundance, expansion, you know, the mastery of, you know, those laurels, you know, those olive branches, those laurels, given to you by those you vibe with, great pride, you know, through the mastery of your artistic ability. That's where it's coming from. So yeah, this the it's the sweet alignment right here. Venus sextile Jupiter, uh, curvy, because there it all the alignments is yeah, it's miss time, miss time right now. And then we already have Mercury unaspected upon the sheet, and Mercury esoteric with the sun will be esoteric with Mars, you know, Neptune and Saturn. So, that's the major esoteric play here. That's why Mercury's standing alone. You know, many accidents and their escapes through water, many enemies. Be careful what you write, Pluto. Because you about to get in trouble. Be careful what you write, Pluto, esoteric, bad for health and domestic affairs. Neptune operating alignment, different, which get pure religion, domestic disagreements with mother, all that stuff, those seeds, those fire seeds stuff. Those fire seeds, they would give you like this, yeah, disagreement with mother. Yep. You can try to put on the fog and steam fog everything all fine and stuff like that. No. Your family life sucks. Your domestic life sucks. Okay. They had the Mars, Neptune, Saturn, stellium in Aries at that time. Mars, of course, still be on Pisces, Aries, cusp, but still that stellium in Aries. More be expand upon that and in future transmissions. Um, Mars come out. Mars would be implying sextile with Uranus, so things being flipped up. Sextile, sextile, for those bold exposed actions, with love and eminence. But yeah, but the Mars, uh, you know, Mars sextile Uranus, planet sextile, so their flippage, more be spanned upon the frequency transmissions, um, you know, which will be in effect for, the application for the next, because I'm trying to keep this short, you know, for the next couple weeks, you know, passionately eminence, and we just came after, Saturn sextile Uranus alignment, which is bad Mars, we had the eminence, them flippage. But yeah, that's stereo. Acceptance, you have control. And you careened off the road, get grounded. Get grounded immediately. Your chair done. You unwrap that. Your chair done flipped over. Get grounded. Get grounded immediately. Get grounded. Okay. Forgiveness, yeah. Broken engagement, yeah. Broken family life. Family life. Flipped upside down. House flipped upside down. Just rest. Okay. Guidance. The lovers. Yes. Flow where love at. And listen. The hyphen. Tradition, morality, ethics. Like go with tradition at this time. Maintain ongoing that tradition has sustained you, your elders, and your ancestors at this time. All right. And so house placements for the Aries collectively at this time. I want to spam upon, the moon opposite Jupiter separated partile alignment. Toast a lesson there because it's a first quarter moon. Moon be in the first house. Like general theme is immorality, shamelessness, and revolution. General onset of horoscope, the clock, and stuff like that. That time, ain't got no money to shift on. So you stuck dealing with that. Pluto and second house stuff like that. So like collectively, take power of your values, take control of your values. Purifying your values, purifying like what income you earn from your work, like clean that up. Clean up the frequencies that you're in, clean up the methods, the messing, the machinations. The machinations employed, to do so. Since Pluto is in Aquarius, so like that, money through check, power. Okay. Mercury, Mars, Neptune, and Saturn the third. So no frequencies in the ring of shifting frequencies like local space, like kin, neighborhood, like talking about stuff like that, like neighborhood, like local town, city, vicinity. That's where actions be taken. That's where you be involved in, and that's where you have to stand on them bad morals and stand on them bad morals and stuff like that, because this a agreements and also Neptune and with Saturn being Aries line right gives peculiar religion, but we being for a while, it's there. Only thing is solid is anger. Anger and war. Neptune being Aries, but it has been like, anger and war intensified, like further. This is a time increasing in compilation. No one had to see no further increasing in compilation and stuff like that. Okay, hold yourself back. Sun and the fourth, your anger. Have control your anger, because if you don't control your anger, imagine, focusing on being rich, focusing on being happy, wealth, riches, fortune. You need to have a seat. Now you just focus on persevering, but since you don't know how to control your anger, your rage, Okay, Venus and fifth, Venus is in her Jordan fifth, like some structures and institutions in place for maintaining that going. Good thing is there, art, honor, eminence, artistic ability. Uranus in fifth, I also feel just that, because Uranus, I tell you, man, Uranus line where I go, man, there's something like roughness. I buried God out of it, like unscathed, buried. Bear got that one unscathed. That's a rough transit, I tell you. Okay, Uranus in fifth, innovation that leads to, creative eminence. They love, innovative romance is that. Like innovative ways of thinking. Like one thing Uranus rules over is innovation. Eccentricism. But men love for your eccentricism. Like, However, the North Node is in the second ring at this time collectively. So it's time to shift from eighth ring, from merging, the work of merging with your partner to gain the resources. These illuminations I'm seeing at this time, working with your partner or business colleagues and associates, stuff like that, to like, our relationship one-on-one, to gain your resources, stuff like that. Like second ring of like flow with however the multiverse is, prospering you with abundance and the resources at this time. Like flow with that. Like flow with that, like, your own, not working with somebody, your own resources, not another person's resources, but to gain your own things and possessions. But yeah, and with Saturn being Aries right now, man, being for a while, only thing is solid is anger. Anger and war. Neptune being Aries, anger and war. Like, this is a time of like knowing how to see those illuminations, how to discipline your anger, on how to hold yourself back, how to control your anger. How to control your anger, because if you don't control your anger, you come you first that lesson, listen here. You need to sit down with all of that. You need to have a seat with all of that. But since you don't know how to control your anger, your rage, here go some structures and institutions in place for you to control that.